So here we go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Great to be back with you all again. Time to comment on your comments. And I think we start with this one from Jeremiah Shine. I think Patricia's was the last one here. So Jeremiah says, "Hi Jeremiah. Kerfuffle because it's not fun like the rest." Unfortunately, no. So it's not. Try again. Try again. This one has really put the cat amongst the pigeons. Okay, so let's see. Entelechy. Same as impetus. So hi Lassic Bauer. Sort of, but this is the impetus that changes potential into something realized. It's more of a life force that changes something that something could be into actually being that thing. Okay, and then here we've got Andrew Clark. Hi Andrew, says wow. And Afzal, so good evening Afzal. He says or she says swindle is suitable here for the context. Okay, unfortunately no, this one is bamboozle. Yeah, this is this question has caused some problems as well. Okay, so Nitu, good evening Nitu. Thank you very much for all the corrections. Highly appreciated. I'm glad they were helpful. This is what I do. So thank you for all the wonderful comments, Nitu. And Sean, I think it's the K word. It reminds me of a nutritional beverage. The kerfuffle word. Unfortunately, nope. So, try again. Sorry, Sean. And Shah Nawad Khan. Hi, Shah. Sir, is there any difference between the two following structures? Okay, you were watching what I was saying. For getting dry and to get dry. To me, as a native speaker, to get dry is much more natural than for getting dry. The rule I always give people is 4 plus noun, 2 plus verb. Unless the for is a dependent preposition with what comes before. So, if you can choose either for or to, 2 plus verb, 4 plus noun. But if there is a dependent preposition, for example, this situation calls for, that for is in the verb. It's part of this phrasal verb. It means needs. So this situation calls for getting dry. The meaning is the same, but the structure is different. Yeah, if you have a choice, choose 2 plus verb and 4 plus noun. If there's something in what comes previously that requires for, then you can use this ing, and that's the difference. This is a problem that many students have. Okay, yeah, use 4 plus nouns, 2 plus verbs, unless, yeah, it has to be for, and that's the point. So Ronan enjoyed the abet video. That definitely comes from I think the live stream on Sunday. Patricia, hi, great to have you. And 12 minutes to 4. This was great, Sir Alexander. I can't figure out how you do it. Of course, I shall peruse them again and again at different hours of the day. Sandwich them somewhere between housework and or other activities and try to not go overboard, which is what inevitably happens when one is charged with an excess of passion. Okay, you seem like a very passionate person. You put everything into what you do. Okay, that sounds great. Yeah, these are quite a lot of work, but they seem to be quite useful as well. Okay, Juan E. Hi, Juan. You say very useful. So, glad to hear that. Thank you, Juan. And infradig. Something for birds. Okay, infradig is very low class. It's not very nice. So, hi Mohammed, great to see you. Thanks for commenting. And Fran, I hope you're doing well. He says, great video. Thank you, Fran. That's lovely. And Fluke Dog Walker. A small trickle, not truckle, a trickle of Serbian donkey cheese. A small truckle of... trickled into the cheese shop due to its high price and low production. I'd love to try Serbian donkey cheese. Sounds really interesting. Yeah? You can clearly milk a donkey, therefore you can make cheese out of it. I love trying different cheeses. I've never tried donkey cheese. It's an interesting one. I ought to look for it. And Fran again. People love maundering about their feet. Good English, Fran. I love it. Well done. And Mohammed. Gandhi was a cynosure for tons of people, in spite of all his thoughts that led people astray. I'm not sure he led people astray, or it wasn't his intention. Maybe it's their interpretation. Good use, Mohammed. Well done. I like it. And P, hi P, great to see you again. 525, another great multi-meaning word video, and I just can't maintain the pace. However, it didn't leave me totally breathless, and it didn't take my breath away. Good. It left me a bit dizzy though. Oof. Okay, I love the momentum you build with the inflections in the voice and the cadence in the voice. A little drama won't do us any harm. Very rhythmic, eloquent, impacting and cohesive. Wow, thank you. Yeah, cohesion is very important for exam writings. That's a very nice piece of writing. I love it, P. Well done. Good work. And Jerem. Hi, Jerem. I had a pet rabbit I named Cucus Kerfuffle. Yeah, but you're a big fan of alliteration. I've noticed that. Yeah? Okay, a kerfuffle is like a lot of fuss about something. Yeah? So a kerfuffle, very definitely. That's one of this set of words. Yeah? Okay, so I like that. I like that name. Cucus Kerfuffle, because a kook's a strange person and he's always making a kerfuffle about everything. I love it. So he was charged with a crime. He was guilty by association. He was embroiled in a crime. He was embroiled in a contrick. Yes. Thank you, Mohammed. And Patricia, 631. Your videos will always be in vogue, like veganism, etc. I hope so. Yeah. I hope they'll definitely always be in vogue. I have an idea that at some point machines are going to take over the content of my videos. So VG, thank you very much. Thank you, VG. My pleasure. I guess Ridge is the next one to be posted here, or maybe it will be posted tomorrow morning. Ridge is on the way, but it's going to be a couple of weeks. I've made it, but I put it somewhere further back in the programming. I ought to probably program it for the next few days, but it's definitely coming. The ridge, two surfaces that meet like a mountain ridge, the ridge of a tent, the ridge of a roof. Okay, and so VG, hi there. Akshat, hello. VG, hello, how are you? Akshat, I'm fine, how are you? Hope you are fine too. VG, I'm glad you are fine. And VG, I'm fine too. Thank you, guys. And have a great weekend. A great week, yeah, because we're at the beginning of the week. You too, very definitely. And Zara, brilliant, says, hi, Victor. Yes, that's great. I love it. Thank you for participating in this, Zara. I love it. And VG, Zara goes, so VG goes, hello. That's brilliant. And Patricia, 6:33 p.m, Vogue. I think all these terms are interchangeable. In fashion, trendy, a la mode, etc. Some are just more chic, snob, nose in the air. A more snob. Okay, be careful of this word snob in English, Patricia, because a snob is somebody who thinks they're better than everyone else because they belong to a certain group. Yeah, I know the way they use snob in French and in Spanish, meaning fashionable, but in English we don't use this word snob with this fashionable sense. Okay, in the nose in the air way, but in a positive manner, not disparaging, like when you say good dress sense, posh and Sir Henry-ish than others. I think it is not just what you say or the name you use, but how you say it that counts. I think this is very important. The intonation and the delivery of your words can change the meaning vastly. Yes? Yes! Yes! And I've given 3 different things with just one 3-letter word. As for the mask, might as well spice it up and coordinate it with other dress elements. It diminishes the drama and trauma associated with it. It is here to stay. It's fast becoming a permanent fixture we've got to live with. Yeah, the mask is nowadays a fashion statement. Is it fine if I write some notes in the margin? When I was at school, if you wrote on a book, you would get in terrible trouble. You'd probably get beaten for writing in the margins of a book. So I'd be terrified to do it. But if it's your book, you do what you want with it. Okay, the boat is on the left margin of the lake. Good example. I like that, VG. And Charmaine, Alba, please, meaning of the word affair. Okay, firstly, an affair. You could, if you have an affair with somebody, you have a romantic relationship with somebody who's not your partner, an extramarital affair. But an affair, an event or a series of events. There was a very strange affair at in the market. Yeah, something strange happened, an affair, a happening. Yeah, there's a football match, and I guess the affair, the happening, the event is going to take place. So an affair, an event, a happening, something that occurs, an occurrence. So thanks for watching, Charmaine. And Danny Dollars gives us a recycle. I'm not sure what the second one is, and the last one's a tick. I love it. Thank you, Danny. And Firoz. Hi, Firoz. Great to see you. And Zara, as a female mathematician, no S, I always feel men like to marginalise me. That's very good English, Zara. And you see, you've commented on VG's videos. You're going to get him back. That's brilliant. Okay, so thank you, Zara. And VG, the survey shows that the reopening of businesses in the city was approved by a margin of 250,130 votes to 130,117. Good English. And VG again. Great to see you, VG. It always is. Letting students pick what subjects they'd like to study will allow a lot of margin for creativity and interest among them. Good English. The businessman bought some stocks on margin. Good English again. Maria Mikkonen. Hi, Maria. Trickle. Flow. Flowed. Flowed. Yes. Flew. Flown. Students so often get this one wrong, don't they? Yeah? Treacle. Ha! Okay. Made of molasses. Thank you. Mix the starch into a small amount of cold liquid and slowly trickle it into the hot mixture and thicken it. Yeah, that's how to make a good sauce. Or you could use a roux as well, as a French word, R-O-U-X. Okay, that's great. Thank you, Maria. And The word processor automatically margined the page. Good English, VG. It seems you have a cold today. Okay, yes, I had a bit of a cold. I was a bit... Yeah, I'm still with it a bit today as well. Thank you for noticing, Zara. And VG, there's no margin for error. The plan's got to work. Absolutely. Sniggering. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Sniggering is definitely the answer. By the way, what's the difference between snicker and snigger? I think they're the same. I think maybe snicker is maybe a little bit more informal and much less common. Snigger, but the meaning is the same. Yeah, I would give them the same meaning. Snickers. No, that's a marathon. Sorry, it's the old name for the Snickers bar. Okay, she said she'd never make any more marginal profits on them. Okay, that works certainly. Zara. Hi. Okay, his talk was boring and people began to trickle away. Good English. You're getting definitely more accurate, Zara. I love it. And VG. Marginal groups are more frowned upon by the older generation than the current one. I think that's true. I think the younger generations are generally more accepting of different people who are different. The officers used explosive to clear the marginals off the railway station. Wow, that's a pretty heavy use, but it works, yeah. The marginals, the marginal people, absolutely. It works, definitely, VG. And Patricia again, brilliant. Ooh, sore pussy joke. Another sexist joke. She wouldn't have had a sore puss had she been conscious. This is what a guy actually said to me a long time ago. I clearly remember the expression on his face, like a philosopher ruminating some serious stuff. I quote, "Quand une femme se donne, ce n'est pas pareil." When a woman gives herself, it's not the same. Here, se donner means something like of her own free will, of her own volition. I totally agree. I like the I and I. I don't understand the point of forcing a woman. It doesn't do her any good, and it doesn't do the man any good either. I quite agree with you. Yeah, I quite agree with you, Patricia. Absolutely. And Slow Sunset. Okay, could you please... So, hi first sunset to start with. Could you please explain the meaning of the word clemency and its level of formality? So, clemency means you are... I think the legal meaning is you are made innocent, or you've been convicted of something, but the... crime has been washed away. Yeah? Clemency. It can also mean not to punish somebody. So the defending lawyer begged for clemency for his client. To clean. Clemency is quite a formal word. I'd probably give it a 7.5, something like that. Yeah? Okay, so clemency, innocence, yeah? Okay, to be innocent of the crime. I'd like Jerem to, if he's watching, to give me a legal definition of clemency. And 7:29 p.m. Hi, Alexander. Great to see you, Patricia. Okay, VG. Until 37 years ago, if you didn't agree with the leaders in my country and their law's opinion, you'd be marginalised and could even be arrested or killed because you would be seen as a threat to the future of the country. I'm glad that has changed. Yeah, because I think in Latin America, in many countries, this still happens. Yeah? So, VG, good English. So, Mani Braha. A horrendous accident occurred on my way to work when I reluctantly had to pull into the margin. Yes, yeah, to pull into the margin of the road. That's very good English, Manny. I love it. And VG. A lot of Portuguese people on the internet and in real life marginalise our version of the Portuguese language, brasileiro, because they think we've changed it, but in reality the two versions have been changing over the years, and it's a normal thing that happens to many languages in the world. I personally would guess that brasileiro is Brazilian Portuguese, is more similar to old Portuguese than the current Portuguese. If you look at British English and American English, British English has evolved more from the English that they spoke in the 1600s than the English that they speak in the US. In the US, the English is still more similar to Elizabethan English, and I would suspect that the same is valid for Brasileiro as well. Okay, for Brazilian Portuguese. Okay, Hanako, fourth. I can't remember. I think it's not. I have a feeling it's the... So, which of these? Yes, it was sniggering. It was definitely sniggering was the right answer. Okay, Patricia. At 19 minutes to 8, terrorism often has its roots in marginalisation of certain religious or ethnic minorities. Yep, I quite agree with you. We shouldn't marginalise people. Everybody has the right to believe and be as they are. So, Teacher Alex, Pepax, hi, great to see you. Lovely to see you, Pepax. Teacher Alex, how should I understand? Science should be beyond reproach. So science should be completely honest. Yeah, there shouldn't be any tricks, any trickery. To reproach is to tell off. You did something bad. Yeah, you reproach a child for behaving badly. So science there should be nothing in science that people say, that wasn't very clean, that wasn't very honest. Yeah, for science to work, it has to be totally open, clean and above board, Pepax. And that's the idea of science should be beyond reproach. Yeah, if somebody's beyond reproach, they act with perfect morals and they don't do anything wrong or dodgy or suspicious. And VG, why is it offensive to call someone redundant, please? Because if you say they're redundant, it means you have no use for them. You're calling them a waste of space. Yeah? You're saying that they have no utility at all. Yeah? So, I don't know, for example, I'm trying to think of something that's redundant. It's something that you don't need. The fixed telephone is becoming redundant with the mobile, and one day it will be completely redundant. It's of no possible use at all. There are better things that do things in a much better way. Okay? So, hi Patricia, great to see you, to Dab. Yeah? A dab is also a type of fish, a place. Place. So, here we go, VG. What's the difference between call to, call out to, call in, call on, call away, and send for, when they mean say, shout something in order to get someone's attention and to contract professional help to make a professional come to you, please? My goodness, no difference, says Zara. You kill our teacher. No, I'm kidding. You're the best student. Yeah, VG's been a good student for a long time. So let's see. To call. Hey, Pepe! Yeah? To call someone. Please come here. Yeah, he called me. Okay, to call to is the same as call. I called to him. Well, actually, to call says come here, whereas call to, you're shouting at a distance. Yeah? Okay, so I called to him, "Hi mate, great to see you." But I didn't call him. I didn't say, "Come here." To call out, to shout out, to this out says in a loud voice, maybe when it's not appropriate. Yeah, he called out, the teacher called out the people's names. So it's effectively to say in a loud voice. To call out to, okay, also to call out a professional. Yeah, I need to call out a plumber. Yeah, so you ring them or you contact them and you call them to come to your place from where they are. To call out to. Okay, you call out to someone, "Hey Pepe, how are you doing?" But you're not calling them here. You're just shouting so that they can hear you. To call in. Okay, to call in a professional. You call the professional out from his house or where he is, and you call him in to where you are. So we need to call in a professional plumber to fix this. To call on, to visit. Yeah, to visit informally. We called on my friend on the way to the centre of town. Yeah, "Hey mate, how you doing?" To visit. And to call away. Okay, to ask someone to leave their house, to leave where they are. So I called the plumber. Yeah, and I called him out of his house. And he said to his wife, "I'm sorry dear, I've been called away." So somebody calls you away. Or a message came from the teacher which called him away. He had to leave the class. And send for. Okay, with this I have the idea that in the past you send a runner or somebody to go and see them. "Please would you come to my house? I've got a terrible problem." But here send for is to ask somebody to come. Wow. That was a good explanation, I think. So, a whole load. Gaurav. "Hi Gaurav, great to see you." He said he needed more time to file the report, so I allowed a margin of 30 minutes. Good English, Gaurav. Businesses tend to outsource labour to increase their profit margins. Good English. At first he won his races by a wide margin, but as he grew older that margin grew narrower. I love these two. Grew older, grew narrower. Grow plus adjective. That's really good use of English. The teacher told us if we had any questions we could write them in the margin and ask her after the presentation. Perfect English. Well done, Gaurav. I love it. And Manji, it's the lovely Manji. Hi Manji, great to see you. So, let's just click here. Those were the days when indigent relatives, homeless relatives, were taken good care of by affluent family members. But nowadays poor relations are treated as peripheral and hence they are carefully marginalised. My diabetic uncle had a marginal escape last night while gorging on sweets. My God, he must have been ill. And thanks, sir. That's really good English, Manji. I love it. Well done. Okay, and Patricia, 9 minutes to 7 to Dab. She'd been ill for 3 weeks and looked rather pale and sickly, despite her rich colouring. So we advised her to apply some dabs of deep blush on her cheek and dabs of lip gloss, lip balm on her lips. Very good use of dab. I love it, Patricia. Well done. And Gaurav. The water slowly trickled down the rocks. The rain begins to fall as I'm driving, and I can see the drops starting to trickle down my windshield. Well written, Gaurav. I love it. That's very good indeed. And Akshat. Hi, Akshat. Great to see you. The person has been on the margin of politics, know thee, after selling his low-margin business when it did not seem to be getting better. Okay, apart from the thee, that's very good, Akshat. And I love these videos of you answering our comments. You answering. Good English. I love it. Hi, my teacher. Good evening, Katia. Great to see you. Notice the text in Arabic here. Gaurav, what's the difference between compassion and sympathy? And on the scale of 1 to 10, how formal are they? So, compassion and sympathy. I don't think there's a great deal of difference between them. You feel compassion, you feel an emotion for somebody, you imagine the problems they're having, and sympathy. Okay, so I think maybe the compassion is empathy. And the sympathy is empathy as well. I think compassion is saying that you feel sad for their situation, and compassion is you feel love for them because they're in this difficult situation. I think it's just a question of nuance. Yeah, I think compassion is you're sending out love, whereas sympathy, you have feelings of sadness for them. I think compassion, you're putting yourself more in the person's situation and you're loving them, whereas sympathy, you're feeling their sadness. Okay, on the scale of 1 to 10, sympathy, I think I'd give it a 5 in formality. Use it anywhere. Compassion, maybe a 6.5. So, thank you, Gaurav. Okay, Katia, hi. I'm in love with your accent. Have a wonderful evening, my best teacher. Great English. Well done, Katia. And Sheed. What I sincerely pity is that Socrates, the greatest of all time philosopher, was shamelessly marginalized and sentenced to death in 399 BC by the tyrannical Council of Athens for having corrupted his students through philosophy. Well done, Sheed. That's absolutely brilliant. No mistakes. And I quite agree with you. And then he took hemlock to avoid this. How can you pervert people using philosophy? Philosophy tells you to think about it yourself. And that's philosophy. I think if everybody started thinking about philosophy, there'd be a lot less there would be a lot fewer problems. 8:15. It was a pleasure participating in the live stream on Sunday, though I had a hard time focusing. Typical with my perennial ADD. ADD, attention deficit disorder. That's normally for kids, isn't it? Hyperactivity and ADD. To tell you the hardcore truth, I wanted to do so ages ago. Well, now it's done, and I'm looking forward to the next one. Thanks for everything, Sir Alex. C. Henry GW. Take care, stay safe, and don't let the bees sting or be beastly. But it's in their nature to sting. If I'm walking around in front of their hive and doing stuff to where they live, this is in their nature. So I don't get upset when they sting me, and the more they sting me, the less it hurts. Yeah, well, not all at a time. If 25 sting me at the same time, it can be a bit painful, but not very. Yeah, it's their nature. So, no problem. Okay, thank you, Patricia. It's lovely. And Mannequin, hi there. Let's see. Do not ever marginalise someone that you love. Good English. They've been marginalised for a long time. Good English. People should marginalise someone who has a strong hatred for you. Yeah. My profit margin is great. He won the game by a magnificent margin. Good English. Well done, Mannequin. No silly mistakes. Well done, mate. Jerem. In American English, the word sewer can refer to the removal of surface rainwater or wastewater. They are separate systems but share the same word. Okay, that's interesting. That's what I imagine, Jerem. Yeah? To me, a sewer, it talks more about foul water. Yeah, where the other one is drainage. And I think probably in the UK, they end up in the same system. That's funny. Yeah. Okay, but they go via different pipes to get into the sewage thing. Okay, 8:45 p.m. Hi P. By the time that. Okay, yes, that's important. This is important because of the tenses that go with these constructions. And Jerem again, great to have you. Calculating the trajectory of satellites and spaceships leaves no margin for error. Good English. Collocations. Profit margin, margin for error, the paper margin, on the margin, safety margin, a wide margin, buy on margin, a marginal effect, marginal interest, marginal seat, to marginalize a language group, viewpoint, marginally. Marginalize this Z with American and S with English. Personally, I have terrible problems with that SZ schizophrenia. Yeah, I never know if it's a Z or an S. I always guess S is British and Z is American, but some of the British ones have Zs as well, which does my head in. Okay, Ollis, great to see you. My roommate was always maundering about his achievements. His speech was maundering. I can't teach him that his maundering is so boring and distractive. That's pretty good. I like that. Well done, Ollis. And Ollis. The water seeps out of the wall. The oil seeps out of the engine. This was very sensitive information to seep, I would say, to seep out to the public. But a whistleblower had done the right thing. That's good English. Yeah? Okay. For the information, this was very sensitive information to seep out to the public. Yeah? But the whistleblower, somebody who informs about bad behavior within their organization. And Khalid. Hi, Khalid Musawi. So, the Russian troops are advancing to Kiev at a snail's pace. Good English, Khalid. And Mr. Public. Pariah. Super explanation. In India, they're isolated thief slum. They are isolated, done by the powerful people's inn. The powerful people. In an Indian state like Tamil Nadu, they were called Veera, Vaniyakula, Ksatris, Vanya, warriors. They are born on fire. Born aim is destroyed, the pariah only. I'm a bit lost here, Mr. Public, but thank you for commenting. It's great to have you commenting because I'm certain you know a lot more about this, the meaning of this word pariah, than I do. Okay, Mohammed Omar, great to have you. Margin. A clear, negative or clean margin means there are no cancer cells at the outer edge of the tissue that was removed. Okay. A positive margin means that cancer cells come right out to the edge of the removed tissue. That was really good English. That's a very technical medical definition. Clearly, either you're a medical student or a doctor. The goal of surgery is to achieve a clear margin that is clear of any cancer cells. Very good English. Mohammed, I feel like I'm on the margin of the abyss. Good English again. And Ronan, that's May the 8th. Ooh, last year. Or is it? Yeah, the year before. Great. I love it. I love the way you watch these. It will do wonders for your vocabulary, Ronan. Margin, marginalise, trivialise. Let me write it down. I just dropped my pen. And trivialise. Is that with a Z or an S? It's with I would say with an S in English. Trivialise in American. I'll check and see if I've got one. Thank you, Mohammed. Jose Farinas. The little sea turtles trickle towards the shore. That's very good English. I love it, Jose. And let me just refresh. because probably we've had more comments while I've been blaring on. So let's see. And okay, very definitely. And thanks for the hearts. Okay, no problem. It's good English. Grat. Okay, that's a typographical error, Ronan. Thank you. And VG, the police scattered the marginals that were causing trouble in the square. Yeah, good English. Louise stats. And it was so that the wise teacher had unlocked a wealth of knowledge to his students by these simple word games. Thanks. Answer is private. Absolutely. Speaking of potato chips, I think you mean crisps in British English. Chips in American, crisps in British English. I'm sorry, chips in American and crisps in British English. Chips are fried and hot in British English. Crunchy is the way to go. Very definitely, Louise. Great to see you, Louise Starts. So, last refreshing, if you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Unless we've got another comment. Okay, that's it. So, thank you all very much, and I will be with you all again soon. Bye for now.